Watch the past episodes. Navi has a prediction. She's hopping, and it still hits her head. So it comes out all scrambled. Former friend, now enemy, his memory is on the line. Meanwhile, the Zangiak, the Emperor sent a specialist to look over the reanimizer for the special project, and it's revealed that he's also the same scientist that turned Sugra into Argus. And after he fixed the reanimizer, he plans to turn some human warriors into robots just like Sugra. The Rangers seen Cam getting abducted and taken to a warehouse, but unfortunately, because it's a Zangiak high official, he has some royal bruisers with him. Joe deals with Argus as the rest go Cat Ranger, Blue Centurion, Wolf Warrior, Magna Defender, and Sentinel Knight. Joe and Argus hit each other with solar slashes, blasting each other back, but then the scientist, after introducing, leaves. Cam thanks them for their help and sees that Joe was really struggling with that robot guy, but luckily Cam was able to scan him and has their blueprints, which Joe thinks this is wonderful because they can figure out a way to try and save Sugra. Just being really serious and mean about it, so Cam questions what's so important about him. So he just recaps Sugra's story.
The orange recolor.
I'm sorry to hear about his friend, but there's only so much he can do because it looks like this memory file was somewhat corrupted because he can still remember all of his moves, but really nothing about his memories. The scientist found some more people to experiment, but before he can try anything, the rest of the pirates arrive and go legendary forever blue. Just really pressuring Cam to try and uncorrupt it, but there's just nothing he can really do. He's sorry, but your friend might still be in there, but it's basically impossible to get in. Meanwhile, your actual friends are trying to save the world from this happening to others. This motivates Joe to find the rest of the team. Orion tries to help, but Marvelous realizes that Joe needs this. He just slaps away all the attacks the Doctor is sending at him, and for Sugra, he does a lunar slash. Then they fight the monster in the sunset. Joe's watching the moon and the crow's nest, saying that one day he will free Sugra. Back with the Zangiak, they finally got the reanimizer to properly work. But Sugra is staring down at the earth, seemingly starting to remember. Datus is getting a call, summoning all the Rangers, and it turns out that call is from Dr. K from the RPM dimension, who is experimenting on a new Zord, the Turbo Falcon Sword, using samples from the red and yellow Zord from RPM. But for some reason, the Turbo Falcon Sword just escaped into the morphing grid and they don't know where it is, so they need help to track it down. Marvelous says they can do this. But then suddenly, right next to Dr. K, Ziggy's there. It's like, oh cool, you guys talking across dimensions again? Donnie immediately notices Ziggy, and then Dr. K just pushes him away. Sorry about my husband. But Dr. K is also be sending them a little robot named Bumper to help them locate the Turbo Falcon. Just make sure nothing happens to Bumper because it gets lonely with Ziggy going on missions sometimes. Navi makes friends with them, and Dr. K reminds them they need to morph when they're going from the morphing grid or their bodies could crystallize. And there's still a 30% chance it will crystallize anyway. Wait, what? Ah! Meanwhile, the Zangiak resurrected Professor Cog. And hey, unlike the last two times, it actually came out alright. A little bit of shenanigans, and back with the Rangers. They eventually locate the Turbo Falcon, but it sees them and just drives the opposite way, so there's a big chase. They even send out the individual Zords for once after it. But eventually they get it by combining it with the legendary Pirate Megazord, forcing it back into reality, where some red beam of light comes out of it and affects Professor Cog, revealing that the reason why it went crazy is because it's actually Venjix, revealing that part of his consciousness was held within the cell shift morpher and was able to escape when Dr. K was making the Turbo Falcon Zord and tried just escaping somewhere into the morphing grid. And for the first time since the fall of the Machine Empire and destruction of Serpentera, he's finally in his home dimension. So he turns against the Zangiak.
Wow, these guys are strong! So why haven't they conquered this planet yet? Are they lame or just incompetent?
I'll make you eat those words!
But soon Venjix uses his virus powers to take over the X-Borg, so the Zangiak have to escape. The Rangers have to deal with them, and they go legendary RPM get in gear. The RPM theme plays, Eventually, they make the legendary RPM Megazord defeat Venjix, and we'll totally never ever see another fragment of him ever again. Vekar is upset they haven't defeated the Rangers yet, but he can't stay mad because it's his birthday. Damaris wishes him a happy birthday and says the Emperor gave him a present, this jester. Lavira reveals that the Emperor sent another gift, but we have to go in the back for that. Vekar is like, great, another jester for another year. Damaris pushed this jester down the incinerator. The rest of us, follow me when we see my next disappointment. But instead of doing that, Damaris sends the jester out to do a mission. 2 royal guards, yes they actually talk unlike the other foot soldiers, revealed the Emperor had built a personalized Vekar Megazord. Vekar is all struck by it, Damaris entering the room, seeing it, and he has a flashback, revealing that it was tasked by the Emperor, Mavro, the excellent voice of Jim Cummings, ordering Damaris to watch over his favorite son, Vekar. The eldest son, Vrock, left ahead of the invasion to try and prove himself, with Damaris' brother, Melkor. And he loves Vekar, he's his heir for a reason, despite being the youngest, but he's just not as strong as Vrock, and he needs someone to make sure he doesn't get hurt. So in modern times, Damaris forbids Vekar from entering the Megazord. Instead, he's going to send the Jester on a mission. With the pirates, they're having a picnic, enjoying the view and the breeze, until the clown appears, and he's kidnapping the president, planning on gift wrapping them for the prince. The pirates arrive and deal with this. Back with Vekar, he's looking over his Megazord. He thinks out loud that Emperor Dad wants someone else to pilot for him, but he just can't get this out of his head.
So why haven't they conquered this planet yet? Are they lame or just incompetent?
It's revealed that Vekar was overhearing the meeting with Damaris, but in Vekar's head it came out a lot different, with Mavro saying that his youngest son Vekar is a worthless, empty-headed blunderer, unlike his cooler older brother Vrock, who's way stronger and smarter and handsomer. I'm glad he's the eldest son and will inherit. I told Vekar that he's going to inherit over his brother, but I just did that so I can stop hearing that baby cry. Now I need you to make sure he doesn't cry across the galaxy and make the Empire look bad. Back in modern times, Argus finds Vekar. Vekar consoles that Argus is the only one he can trust after Snootus, and he needs his help actually activating the Megazord, launching it before anyone realizes he's gone. Damaris is scared, but it turns out the Vekar Megazord has all these crazy bells and whistles, and even a beam that takes out the legendary Megazord to the point where Marvelous has to hit the quick eject, sending everyone away as he tries flying away but crashes the ship. Vekar returns to the White Chariot, and Damaris welcomes him back with his favorite meals. You don't have to go out again. I'll pilot the Megazord for you. We even got your very favorite, expensive, hard-to-get juice. But Vekar doesn't care. He'll eat when he finally gets his pirates, and it looks like we're about to. Send teams to go find them. Donnie and the ladies landed together. Meanwhile, Joe's in a grassy field when he gets confronted by Argus. Joe admits that he doesn't want to fight Sugra, but Argus is clearly still not in the memory phase. Marvelous was knocked out from the crash, and Navi tries waking him up, but Marvelous has a vision of Rufus talking to him, who encourages Marvelous to get back out there. It might be tough, but if you put all your thoughts and hearts together, you will be able to defeat Vekar. This makes him wake up, and Navi hugs him. Send a course to find the others. Aye aye, Captain. Back with Joe, he's fighting Argus, and he's clearly trying not to hurt him, but Argus is also not exactly trying not to hurt him. So he uses a solar slash, but Joe just knocks it away. Twice. And then a third time, he catches it, and it might force him to demorph, but he throws it right back at Argus. And he throws all of his frustration, love, and hate right into Argus. Afterwards, he collapses to his knees, starts crying, and hugs the body of Sugra, cursing himself that he was unable to save Sugra. But then Joe has a vision of Sugra's ghost, who's questioning why he's crying, because he was unable to save his best friend. But Sugra admits, "What do you mean? You did save me. I'm finally free from the Zangak. Now your other friends need you to save this world. Now go." Even Vekar's not taking this easy. First Snootus, now this. I'm gonna make those Rangers pay. Damaris tries stopping him, but Vekar is able to push him away, saying that, Damaris, you were relieved from duty and stripped of military honors. I don't care what my father hired you for. He leaves and locks the door behind him. The pirates all meet up, minus Marvelous. Damaris tries distracting them with the Jester, but Marvelous shows up, blasting them away using the Red Galleon. But then Damaris sends the Royal Guard and some more X-Borgs, so they have to take them out using their good stuff. A Power 6 Legendary Wave and a Red Wave. Vekar enters the Megazord, but then Damaris grows the Jester Giant, which Orion deals with them and some bruisers rather easily, just for Vekar to blow those up and deal with the Rangers. Not even the Mystic Dragon could deal with the Vekar Megazord. But Marvelous remembering what Rufus said to him, he tries getting everyone to focus on a new power, and eventually works, channeling into a new engine soul, combining the Turbo Falcon, the legendary Pirate Megazord, and the Q-Rex Megazord into the legendary Pirate Ultrazord, which is good enough to actually defeat the Vekar Megazord. And Vekar is panicking, freaking out, no, not on my birthday! The pirates celebrate a significant step forward to defeating the Zanyak, as Damaris combs through the ruins of the Vekar Megazord, finding Vekar. Despite being a full-body cyborg, you can tell he's trying to cry, saying that he failed his Emperor, he failed his duty, but most of all, he failed Vekar. The pirates are doing their thing. We see Joe and Orion playing catch. Even Navi gets in on the action, but they hit the ball a little too far, and they start bouncing across the room, hitting Marvelous in the eye. And we see on the newspaper Donnie's looking at the obituary for Vekar. On the White Chariot, Levira questions their next orders, but Damaris reveals it's been complete radio silence since last night. But then suddenly they're under attack. And wait, those are Imperial cruisers. They just committed desolation on our fleet. And then you hear a Royal Guard voice saying, "Make way for your Emperor!
He's here?
All hail his Imperial Magnificence, Emperor Mavro of the Zanyak." The Emperor mentions how much of an honor it is to be in the Emperor's sight yet again, and how great it is to see Grand Duke Yelzor and Grand Duke Redcar. What is your first order aboard the White Chariot, your Magnificence?
You will be flogged.
What?
Silence! You were supposed to protect the prince and you failed!
Wait! Damaris warned the prince! He tried to stop him!
Quiet! Not only did you not protect him, you watched him get destroyed!
And when we put it to resupply, God willing, you will be flogged some more. And then enslaved for the rest of your miserable lives. To the brink.
Sire, please, allow me to redeem myself!
He hangs a portrait of his favorite son and vows vengeance against the Rangers, sending Yelzor to go capture the Red Ranger, attacking with some Imperial cruisers. Meanwhile, Orion, Joe, and Bailey were out on another shopping spree, but Bailey seemingly recognizes Yelzor and immediately jumps in and attacks him. He's able just to smack her away, and the others try morphing and helping, but she refuses their help. Eventually, this doesn't really work out because Yelzor has a special eye that sends them both flying. Afterwards, they heal up, but Bailey doesn't want to talk about today. She goes to the crow nest to stare at the moon like everyone does. That night, she looks around the Regalian, remembering different events that the Rangers went through. She tearfully calls for everyone. Everyone gets dressed and shows up, and she finally reveals that her name is Bailey de Berry, daughter of Grand Duke of Miranoi, Henri de Berry. The others are surprised to find out that she was the daughter of the governor of Miranoi under the Zanyak, with Donnie realizing so that's where she gets all of her jewelry from. She tries to explain that Henri was actually very supportive of the rebellion, using much of his wealth to fund them. During the uprising on Miranoi, Yelzor was the one who found out about Henri's betrayal. He burned the estate and destroyed Bailey's family for betraying the Zanyak, escaping with the refugees to the Red Galleon, with the only remnants of her past life being a princess being what was left on her. She's so sorry that everyone had such worse lives because of the Zanyak and her family helped them out, and I'm not worthy of being a pirate with you guys. But Marvelous gives her a little head pat and ensures her that she's well proven that she's capable of being a pirate, no matter what your backstory is. That morning they go to deal with Yelzor, but Bailey holds back because she's still sad. So the team morphs and goes legendary Forever Pink to deal with the X-Borgs. But Yelzor still smacks them around. Bailey's watching them the entire time, and we see different clips from the past episodes, proving how much Bailey loves these guys. And some unique clips like her learning how to use the Pirate Blaster because of Marvelous, and Donnie accidentally flooding the Red Galleon with soapy water. So during this, Bailey hops in, morphing, stabbing Yelzor in the eye, using the distraction to final wave right into it, blasting him back, destroying the other eye. Her and Orion go RPM Gold and Silver. Her and Donnie go Thunder Ranger. Her and Luca go Megaforce Yellow and Pink. Her and Joe go Cat Ranger and Shadow Ranger. Her and Marvelous go Samurai Reds. Then eventually they finish Yellowzor off with a pink charge and a pink wave. After a Megazord fight, they relax next to the river, and Bailey's ensured that they're more than just a crew, they're family. The Rangers take Orion to an Old West-style restaurant, which he thinks is really fun. And then suddenly, a bounty hunter approaches. At first, everyone thinks it's just part of the restaurant's gimmick, until he reveals that everyone's bounty went up, especially Marvelous, to unlimited rewards, dead or alive, preferably dead. So Marvelous and the bounty hunter decide to take this outside, and they do the whole, Western thing, draw, and then they shoot, and they both hit each other's blast. So the bounty hunter decides screw it and uses missiles. But the pirates ended up morphing SPD Emergency Omega Access, and beat up the bounty hunter as SPD. They're walking back to the galleon until yet another bounty hunter is there. But this is different because Marvelous actually recognizes this guy as Mandrake, because long ago Mandrake used to be part of the Red Corsairs until he betrayed the team, seeing how much you could make on their bounties, until Marvelous was rescued by a phantom stranger, leaving a big scar on their chest. Donnie joking, "How many people have betrayed you?" Luca hits him in the gut. They morph, but Mandrake is really strong. They use Bioman, and that's not enough, and they have original footage of In Space, and that's not even enough. So Gosei just teleports the pirates away to safety. Marvelous is upset with himself, but Gosei encourages him, and he's got someone to see them, the Phantom Ranger. Gosei goes human form and explains that he's yet another Morphing Master agent, as Marvelous recognizes him. The Phantom Ranger gives a pep talk about bravery and leadership, and actually leads the attack against Mandrake, which encourages Marvelous to head back out there. They deal with the X-Borgs, and then fight Mandrake, eventually leading to them to go Turbo. Orion thinks it's super cool, and he goes Phantom Ranger, and the two team up. They blow up Mandrake, but they only resurrect the original bounty hunter and deal with him. And a bunch of X-Borgs and Bruisers.
God, we got their soldiers here like copy paper.
Afterwards, they hang out with the Phantom Ranger, and he says, "For pirates, you guys are pretty good. Keep up the good fight." Donnie and Orion ask for his autograph, but as soon as they get their papers, he disappeared. Then we see Burden flying his ship, and he sees the news. You could really use that. Unlimited reward. It's Christmas time. Orion didn't have Christmas on Andracia, so it's up to Luca to teach him what Christmas is by volunteering and giving out presents to kids, and decorating the town and all that Christmas stuff. Meanwhile, Redcar found a general that has the ability to use its magic wand and turn people into dolls. Orion really likes helping out, and these trees are really cool, but he's just still not understanding it. The generals arrive, so Luca starts blasting. The other pirates fly in, they fight, and they go Aquatar Ninja Alien Rangers. But when the generals get chased off, the organizer of the Christmas festival gives a little doll to Luca that looks like her. And the monsters might have wrecked the decorations, but she really appreciates what Orion and Luca is doing. Then Luca uses that doll to trick the general, and then wrestle away the wand, and then save everyone by turning them back to normal. Roll call, but then they get hit by the royal guards doing a code to strike, so everyone goes legendary forever yellow, and they fight. But then Orion demorphs back to base form and he starts understanding Christmas. It's a special time about getting together of all the people you love and staying warm in the darkest time of the year. And a good way to show their love is giving. Quick guys, give me the red and green key. They do so and he tries concentrating, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells, and finally he gets the pirate Christmas key. It's a Christmas miracle. And with it he's able to take down the monster. They grow big, yada yada. And then Luca makes it snow in Southern California using Mystic White. And they all celebrate Christmas. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for the next part, the potential finale.